All right, everybody, what's going on? Kellen here with another one. And this video is a remake of a video I did like 7 years ago that I sent out to many of people who said they were interested in government contracting. And government contracting since then has even gone more viral. People talking about all the billions that they have made. And I like to demystify and stop the cap and bring it back to reality. So, Mambo, Uhaligani, uh, bonjour, que paso to everybody, muli bonji, to everybody out there, and of course, bona hello. So, you online just paid or you're thinking about paying somebody thousands of dollars. Maybe it's $2,000. Maybe it's, hey, join this webinar and then everything will be free. I'm going to give you the no cap, the no fluff, because before you pay a coach for a capability statement, meanwhile, while your taxes already paid for someone to build it for you for free. Yes, for free. And that's what you'll get in this video. You're going to get it with better credentials than the person who probably is trying to sell you something, and more accountability because it is the government. So the government can help you with this for free 99. I'm about to show you 3 government resources that will save you thousands, get you contract ready, and make you fundable in the next 90 days. And no, I'm not talking about loans. Everyone thinks, oh, government loans, SBA loans. No, this is not loans. So if you listen, you don't have to go in debt for this. And again, it just costs you your time. So if you guys are ready to go and flow with me, please like this. You can comment with all your questions, so then you don't have to hit that, consulting button. But let me tell you who I am. I'm Kellen Kash Coleman. I help businesses and their owners build using strategy, systems, and the right relationships. And what I'm talking and about to show you and talking about is the most underrated cheat code in America for serious entrepreneurs. You already have your LLC. You already might be tapped in and saying, hey, let me get registered. And I can do other videos about where you should get registered, if you should get registered, if you're ready to get registered. But if you're still here, drop a money bag sign in the comments so I know you're locked in and that this was helpful for you. And as course, like I aforementioned, to share this game with somebody because it really helps with the algorithm. All right, you guys, most counties have one building where 3 powerhouse organizations are: the SBA, Apex Accelerator, and SCORE. Okay, if I say Apex Accelerator and I say PTAC, it's the same thing. That's the former name before Linda McMahon. So Apex Accelerator gets you government contract ready. It gets you structured, bankable, and fundable. SCORE gives you free mentors who actually run businesses. So all these people who are saying, oh, I did this and I did that, these people are vetted by the government, okay? So you're not going to get in trouble listening to their advice, right? They're sometimes, and a lot of times, in the same building, and they're in an area near you if you live in the mainland of the U.S. So here's what nobody tells you. These aren't social programs. They're execution tools built to turn hustlers into operators. Let me break down what each one does for you so you won't be confused, because they are 3 separate things. So if they're in different buildings, different locations, don't think that we're talking about anything different. But the game is real, and you can't get this if you went to Harvard or Harvard of the South, Grambling State University. So Apex Accelerator, it helps you chase real money through government contracts. They teach you how to register, write capability statements, which you need in government, or you're not going to get a contract. They help you read RFPs and understand them and price them correctly, and get certified for contracts you can actually win. Now, if you don't know what RFPs are, go look up requests for proposals, requests for information, and requests for questions. Because I always tell people in my Diversified Game podcast interviews, if you got it at the RFP level, you probably aren't going to win. It's going to be hard because you need to be there when they send the RFI. which is the request for information, the RFQ, request for questions. And sometimes you get blessed when you know about those things early to get a source of SOT where you don't really have to compete at all because maybe no one else in your area even wants it. They don't know about it, or you live in one of them areas. It's not too much competition. Okay. I'm doing all this because it's a family business. It's different, right?
Ready to dominate your industry with strategy that actually scales? At Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we're not just PR experts, we're licensed sports agents certified in AI and elite business consultants with over 2 decades of experience leading global projects across multiple countries. Visit CPRFIRM.com, that's ColemanPRFIRM.com, and MillionaireX.ai. Then download the Millionaire X app, your AI powered guide to getting out of debt, investing smarter, and building generational wealth. Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm. It's a family business, it's different.
And so, Apex, let's go to Apex Accelerator, formerly known as PTAC. This isn't just for construction. I'm talking about marketing, IT, food services, staffing, consulting, media production, event planning, even janitorial services, and the list goes on. If you deliver a service, there's a contract for it. Government buys everything from pencils to PR, and that's public relations in case you don't know. Now, the SBA, they help you build structure. They teach you how to write a real business plan that banks respect, how to understand cash flow, how to prepare for financials that open doors, and how to become fundable without begging on social media saying, hey, fund me, okay? So that's what the SBA is for. Don't get caught up in what happened in COVID and everybody was like, oh, get this free money or there was a glitch. No, SBA can really help you with a plan that if you take your SBA approved stamp plan to banks, they kind of have to give you the money. Now, I've had it and I've said it many a times where I've had an SBA approved plan for a trucking company I was doing, and the first bank I went to denied me, and it denied me. And I was like, wait, I got an SBA plan, but they politely denied me. And I was like, you know what? I had a list of banks I was going to go to. So let me go to another bank, and I got funded. And I can talk about that in another video or later, how I got funded. But I really want you guys to get this game because some people don't want to deal with the SBA, but they have to deal with the SBA as long as you have your 20%. Now, the other one I was talking about, organization, SCORE, it gives you a board of advisors for free. They know everybody in your area, former CEOs, accountants, operators who've built and sold businesses. They help you with pricing as well, messaging, the sales process, operations, and avoiding mistakes that cost you years because they already know everybody and they can help you. Now, I have had it where SCORE told me here in Palm Beach that I was ahead of the game, and in 20 plus years, they haven't been able to help somebody because of the nature of my business and where I was in my business. But I think even that, them telling me that, let me know I wasn't behind in my business. So when you use all three of these together, you stop surviving and you start scaling. And a lot of people are stuck in survival mode based on, past dramas and traumas. You don't have to be stuck. People are there to help you, but you do have to want to have the help and go ask for the help. So given the game, I hope you wrote three of those down and rewind if you need to say, okay, what makes them different and where to start. Now, here's why most of you won't use any of them. One, you think free means weak. Wrong. These programs exist because the government knows small businesses drive the economy. They're not doing you a favor. This is infrastructure, people. Two, you think it's complicated or slow. It's not. You can book an appointment right now at your computer while listening to this and get an appointment maybe this week and walk out with homework that changes your next 90 days. But you also have to know that you can be taught. If you're incorrigible, it might be hard for you. Or if you have a problem, asking for help, it's going to be hard for you. But the third reason, you'd rather pay a guru or a consultant like myself because it feels more exclusive.
You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
But here's the truth. That guru, that consultant probably got their start using these same resources. I know I did. And we can give those resources and repackage the information. But I tell people who I know they're just starting and they don't really have funding, I say, hey, you can go to these organizations. Here's this video that I'm showing you and you can see. So the difference between Apex, SBA, and SCORE are accountable to results. Random gurus are accountable to their marketing budget. We care about bottom lines. And I just call myself a teacher because I want to teach you why I'm doing something, how I'm doing something. But everybody knows everything online, especially with AI. Shout out to AI. So let's get into exactly how you use these things step by step, because you might say, okay, I know the names. You told me kind of what they do, but let me give you like a 5-step system if you have your ADHD in check. All right. Here's what you do this week, not next month, this week. Even today works, and you're not that busy if you love your business, if your business is as a blessing to you and your baby, as many of you like to tell me. Book Apex. Google your county, put Apex Accelerator, call them, tell them you want to become contract ready and you need help with your capability statement and certifications. Also tell them Kellen Coleman of CPRFIRM, Coleman Public Relations and Consulting sent you. Not that they know me, but if enough of you guys send it out, they'll get to know me, right? Thank you. That's payment enough. Now, you get your Google search and you ask them, what certifications apply to my business? Where do I find active contract opportunities in your area? Can you review my capability statement? All those things are things that you need. One time I got caught up at a big government contract event, and I'm talking and I'm listening to everybody. And this is, decades ago, but they said, hey, where's your capability statement? I'm like, capability statement? You know what it was. And I could do a whole nother video if you guys want to show us what a capability statement is. I could even possibly show you mine and others, but you got to tell me you want the game. Now, step 2 for you to do this week, book your SBA, Google again, your county, and put SBA office or SBDC and book an appointment. Tell them you want an SBA approved business plan and you need funding readiness. Okay? You're funding ready. And you ask them, what does a bankable business plan include? All right? That's important. Because you might think but they will always shock even the best of us. I know I've been shocked many a times. And also ask them, how do I prepare financials for lenders? What programs can I qualify for? Right? That's your homework. And you can do it right now. Don't wait. You can do 2 things at once, possibly. Listen to me. And you can also watch the screen as well. But this is why I have the screen up, so you can kind of see what is what and who is who. So you got your SBA right there. You got your Apex Accelerator, and these are for the national. And they then break down to like chapters or groups, regions, if you would. And then you'll have your SCORE, right? And I could be on any page. I just want to flip it so you can see. And your step 3, as you probably know, is you're going to book your appointment with SCORE. And you're going to go SCORE, Google, and mentors in your area, put your county, and find one mentor in your industry or skill gap or the closest thing to it, right? Because you might have one of those niches where it's only 1 or 2, but get someone close. And you book a session. Tell them you want a 90-day action plan. And they're going to connect you with a mentor. Again, free 99. And you're going to ask that mentor, you can write this down. I encourage you to write this down so you're not stuttering and do. How should I price my services? What's missing in my operations? What mistakes am I about to make? And if you don't think you'll make any mistakes, please believe you are. And humble yourself. Now, I got a step 4 for you. Bring these documents and your checklist and everything to every meeting you have with all of these people. Bring your businesses, your name and your website, your current services and your pricing, your resume even, especially if this is your first business, and your bio. And if not, make that. AI can make it for you. So you really have no excuse, right? Your LinkedIn, take that information, put it in, voila. Take your business bank information and your statements, if you have them, and a draft capability statement. And even if it's rough, a list of your target clients and industries. Everybody can do this. This is free 99. A 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old can do this. Don't have all of this. It's okay. Bring what you have. They'll help you fill the gaps in, and they're happy to do it. Not enough people use this service, Now, step 5 for you is going to do the homework. After each meeting they give you, it's important. You got to do the work. They say faith without works is dead. And that's real talk. You got to write the vision down and make it plain. That's real talk. These aren't just scriptures. This is scriptures that you can live on and work on. So once you do the work, these programs don't work for people who just collect information. They work for owners who execute. Because you guys always know those people who go to class, but they didn't do the homework. Why'd you come to class if you're not going to do the homework? It doesn't make sense. So got to do that. That's key. And here's the key. Don't treat these as separate. Use them all together. Apex makes you contract ready. SBA makes you bankable. SCORE makes you strategic. That combination is unstoppable. This is getting like 3 different companies, consultants to work on your business to make you better. And in 90 days, if you do the work, you are going to see results. It's just, do you want it? How bad do you want it? So what should you realistically expect in 90 days? If you take this seriously, I'm going to tell you what you're going to expect to see in 90 days. You're going to see a professional capability statement. You're going to see a clear offer and pricing structure, because a lot of people don't have that. You're going to see an SBA approved business plan with projections, and at least one certification in process, depending on where you stand. And everybody can get some type of certification. Don't think because you're a white male, you can't. Don't think because you are Native American, you can't. If you don't think, because if you're any minority, woman or black, anything, that you might not even need a certification. I have my own opinions on that I talk about on Diversified Game with Experts, and go over there and you can see. And if you want, again, another video based just on that, please put it in the comments. Each one teach one, but y'all got to give energy too, So you're also going to get a mentor who keeps you accountable. You're also going to get a network that leads to real referrals. And if you don't know, your network is your net worth. But as Mr. Knowles of the Miami-Dade Chamber always tells us, it's not who you know, but who knows you. You could know everybody, but if they don't know you, or if you're not a trustworthy or nice person, they ain't calling you. So that's the game. And that's not motivation. That's momentum that you have right there. And that's what happens after that. You start getting invited to networking events. Procurement officers start recognizing your name, your proposals, and guess what? Voila, you start winning. Banks start taking your calls serious. You get a different relationship. Like Nip said, you don't even need an idea at your bank. That's a real story. I don't. So you go from chasing clients on Instagram to having a pipeline of contract opportunities. That's a major shift. And if you can feel that, now you've leveled up on your business. Your suits start looking better. Maybe you even start just wearing Kenya jerseys because people know you're serious no matter how you show up, and you got your own custom made hats and everything else to the back. Okay? Attention. Listen, y'all. If you're tired of guessing, stop paying for what you can get for free. You don't know what these so-called gurus online who guarantee stuff. Anybody guaranteeing you any and you ain't got to put no real work in, that's a shyster. That's a grifter. You feel me? Pause. Breathe on that real quick.
Hello everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney will take you to explore Cameroon, heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every day, now new discovery. Enjoy the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book now true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Timno Library and bookstores here in Grams Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Now, right now, I want you to type your county for Apex Accelerator and screenshot the address. That's step 1. We're going back. Step 2 and 3, I'm dropping them in the pinned comments below with a full checklist. You can get a screenshot once we get 1,000 likes on this video. If not, you got to do the hard work. If you want me personally to point you to resources in your county, I want you to comment the word Apex, and you can also email me at casey@cprfirm.com. All my information is in the link description. It's very easy to book a one-on-one session with me where you can get some game. Okay. And if this helped you, I want you to share it with other business owners or potential business owners, entrepreneurs, who keeps paying for courses but won't use the free support their taxes already cover. I'm telling you, the winners win because they keep moving. And a lot of times they move first. Sometimes who strikes first strikes last. You feel me? And then you see, oh man, I keep winning because I keep coming up to bat. And then I'll see you at the top. But you got to climb your way up there. We're all climbing, wanting to get where we want to get. All these places, they do different jobs in the same ecosystem. You got to think of them as a strategy, contracts and mentorship, not money printers. SBA does not usually hand out money. I know during COVID, people thought, I'll just go to SBA and I'll get this loan. And, last time I checked, they'll give you up to $5 million if you're not a tech company, as long as you have the 20%. But, the SBA's real role, it's setting the rules, approving frameworks, backing lenders, and defining credibility. What the SBA actually provides, the SBA back loans through banks, not direct cash. That's why I said they stamp that approval for you. But a lot of people say, I'm just going to get cashed out. Not by the SBA, you're not. And the SBA approved business plans and projections also align you with certification pathways like 8A. I've been there. I've done it. 200 pages of paperwork. I had to do twice because I messed up on a page. Put you in hub zone and SDVOSB areas. You get information in areas for disaster loans when you qualify. And you get education, compliance, and readiness. And that's big because once you know how to fish, you can keep fishing. When SBA matters when you want funding access, you want certification, you want credibility with banks and agencies, long-term scaling. This is not get rich quick. I'm going to take this money and go get a Lambo. You saw how everybody was, they in jail who got caught up in that. SBA is the standard setter. Apex Accelerator, where contract money lives, They're going to show you where that money is at, baby. Apex does not fund you either. Apex helps you win government contracts, which is a different type of money. And it is sweet money when you get it. You'll be like, oh man, I might not like the rules, but this is the reward. And as K Reno said, you got to learn that the pain is the payment. So what Apex Accelerator really does on the government contracting education, the SAM.gov registration, which you're not going to get a contract if you don't have that. It's the capability statements that we've talked about. It's the RFP navigation that we've talked about. It's the pricing, how to price and propose, and they will help you review it, and they will help you find contracts you can actually win. They don't have every day to help you, but you got to book time when they're available, and you get a relationship and learn how procurement officers make connections and how they remember you. Certification strategy. This stuff is golden. When Apex matters when you want predictable revenue, large clients, long-term contracts, and less dependency on social media. You can do both. You get a contract for the government beginning of the year, it could pay your full salary of what you got last year. Apex is the revenue engine. You dig? Are you ready to roll? Are you ready to go and flow? And what SCORE is free mentorship. It's not money. Don't go to SCORE thinking you're going to get funding. SCORE, as far as I know, gives zero funding, but they give you some real game on who you need to go talk to. They give you real wisdom. What they really do is one-on-one mentoring, and they help you with that business model, and they give you real feedback. They got nothing to lose. They can tell you if your pricing strategy is on or off. So in case you can get with them first before you get with the other organizations, they're going to let you know. They help with marketing and sales, improvement, operations and scaling, and all that type of game and advice that you can get. And accountability, which, man, wisdom is at all-time low. Folks need accountability partners in almost every part of their life, faith, food, and everything. So SCORE matters when you want fewer mistakes, when you want faster learning, so you don't lean on your own understanding. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I got to know it to do it. No, they're going to tell you strategic clarity in real world guidance. SCORE is the advisory board. Simple table in your head. Don't think money. You think function. You think strategy. SBA sets the standards. Apex helps, and I want to call it PTAC so bad, but Apex helps you get contracts. In SCORE, and they sharpen the owner's game on who is who and what is what. How funding actually happens? Funding usually comes from banks, using SBA guarantees, revenue from contracts, found through Apex, investors who trust the SBA Ready plan. This is a whole mafia. Are you in it? Are you a made man or woman? Or are you just, a wise guy kind of, freelancing out there? Grants. SBA can get you ready for your grants. A lot of people like that. They can tell you what you qualify for once you have the structure. But none of these programs replace execution, and that's the problem a lot of people have. The real power move, you got to use them together. SBA gets you business legit. Apex gets you paid. SCORE keeps you from messing it up. That combination is how small businesses and how at Coleman Public Relations and Consulting Firm, we've been able to scale. And it's going to help other small businesses like yours quietly scale while everyone else is chasing hype and wondering why you're on vacation so often. So what's the next step? We've already talked about it, but your challenge is you have to make a choice. If you had to choose only one this month, choose Apex. If you want money sooner, SBA. If you need structure or SCORE, if you keep making the same mistakes. The worst move is choosing none. That's my opinion, at least. So what are you going to do next? Maybe you subscribe to this. Maybe you put something in the comments and we pin it. Maybe you comment, but most importantly, if nothing else, rewind and please share this game with somebody else. It will change their life. You know, at Coleman Public Relations, a consultant firm, all we want to do is help our clients get out of debt, retire rich, if not wealthy, so their families can have generational wealth and not start from scratch. We love to do it. Once you book a discovery call, if you're ready to take it to the next level and stop playing. I'm Kellen Coleman, the owner of this company. I thank God for everything and the whole team that allows me to do this. You guys, I thank God for you about to call and book a session after you go do these steps. You guys, make sure you're helping somebody in life. This is our give back, or one of my give backs. Be blessed. Share this. It'll change somebody's life.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at DiversifiedGame.com.